welcome back to our channel. The air in Port Charles is thick with a seismic shift in momentum, forcing legacy families into impossible choices. The line between bitter hatred and undying devotion has vanished entirely, leaving a trail of shattered vows, dangerous blackmail, and explosive secrets that threaten to tear the Quartermain empire apart. Let's dive straight into the madness. Oh my god. I'm screaming. I can't even deal right now with what is happening on our screens, because it is literally the most unhinged thing I have ever witnessed in my entire life. Okay, but listen. I was eating dinner and literally choked on my food when the realization hit me like a freight train. Michael Corinthos, Willow Kane, the custody war, the absolute sheer toxic drama of it all. I am so dramatic about this, but I don't even care, because this is actually blowing my mind. Are we honestly supposed to believe that Michael actually hates Willow? Are we seriously buying this whole I want to completely destroy my ex-wife narrative that he keeps pushing? Because my jaw dropped when I started putting the puzzle pieces together, and I am calling it right now. This man is still completely, hopelessly, and obsessively in love with her. I'm dead. I can't breathe. The audacity of these writers to play with our emotions like this. Let's just rewind for a second because I have to talk about the nursery. We all remember it. The absolute soul-crushing betrayal. Michael walking into the Quartermain nursery, the room meant for their innocent children, which is insane by the way, and finding his wife Willow having sex with his own uncle, Drew Kane. At this point I'm yelling at my screen. I was like, are you serious right now? If I were Michael, I would have burned the mansion to the ground. I would have thrown their clothes out the window into the snow. I would have gone full scorched earth Corinthos on both of them right then and there. But what did Michael do? Nothing. He did absolutely nothing. Why would he do that? He kept it a secret. From November all the way to December, he just walked around carrying this massive, devastating secret while Willow smiled in his face and pretended everything was fine. Honestly, it makes no sense unless he was so deeply in love with her that he literally couldn't bear to shatter his own. Oh wait, before that happened actually. I forgot to mention earlier, but there is a huge, massive, gigantic reason why Michael might have kept his mouth shut during those painful months. Sasha Corbin. Yes, we have to talk about the brown dog bar disaster. Michael was so stressed and probably drowning in his own misery over his wife's infidelity that he got completely wasted at the brown dog with Sasha. And we all know what happened. They slept together, and now Sasha is pregnant. And don't even get me started on that. The sheer messiness of Michael getting another woman pregnant while he's secretly harboring the knowledge of his wife's affair with Drew is wild. It is insane. It is peak soap opera excellence. Maybe Michael kept quiet about the nursery because his own guilt was eating him alive? Or maybe he thought, if he just ignored Willow and Drew, he could somehow fix his own massive mistake before the truth blew up his marriage entirely. She needs to get it together, I swear, but Michael is clearly no saint either. Not okay. Okay, so back to the timeline. Because the payoff for the secret was iconic. The Quartermain Christmas family gathering. The halls are decked, the massive tree is lit, everyone is drinking eggnog, and then boom. Tracy Quartermain, the absolute legend herself, is messing around with Michael's phone. How does that even happen? Why wasn't his phone locked? Who leaves a sex tape of their wife and uncle just sitting on their camera roll without a passcode? But Tracy accidentally hits play, or cast, or whatever, and suddenly the whole family is subjected to the sounds and sights of Drew and Willow's betrayal, broadcasting to the entire room. I had to pause and text my friend immediately because I was losing my mind. The gasp, the dropped champagne glasses, the sheer humiliation of it all. Michael hadn't even confronted Willow privately yet. To say he was shocked is the understatement of the century. His face literally fell, and you could see the exact moment his heart shattered into a million pieces all over the Quartermain living room floor. It was so public and so devastating, and yet, even then, Michael's rage felt weirdly muted. Like he was more broken than angry. Wait, did I already say that? Whatever. Anyway, let's fast forward to the recent madness with Jacinda Brackett. Jacinda, who is literally a menace to society and completely unhinged. She decides to go rogue and spikes Willow's iced latte with pills she got from Ezra Boyle. Willow drinks it and goes completely out of her mind. She's high, she's loopy, she's giggling and trying to race Wiley and Amelia to the car to go to the arcade. She could have killed those kids. When Michael found out, he should have used that moment to absolutely obliterate Willow in family court. He could have called the cops, called CPS, filmed her acting crazy, anything to secure his full custody demand. But what does he do instead? He is way too kind to her. I mean, actually, seriously, way too kind. He steps in, takes control of the situation gently. He puts Wiley and Amelia to bed so they are safe from the chaos. And then he just stays with Willow. He waits for her mother, Nina Reeves, to get home. He doesn't scream at her. He doesn't call her an unfit mother. He just takes care of her. At this point, I'm yelling at my screen again. Michael, she cheated on you with Drew. She's legally married to Drew now. Why are you acting like her devoted, loving husband? But the chemistry in that scene, my jaw dropped. Willow was actually sweet to him. The drugs stripped away all her defensive anger and custody paranoia, and she looked at Michael and literally said she missed them being together. I'm dead. I am deceased. The look in Michael's eyes when she said that, you could see all the anger and the bitter custody war facade just melt away. He didn't say it back, but he didn't have to. His silence spoke volume. It seemed like Michael really missed them being together before everything went to heck in a handbasket, but he just wouldn't voice it out loud because of his pride. He was so gentle and protective. Their not fighting was so refreshing, honestly. It was a huge relief that she didn't get in the car with the kids, but the real takeaway was that underneath all the threats and the bitter divorce, Michael Corinthos is still fiercely protective of Willow Kane. He literally cannot turn off his love for her, no matter how hard he tries or how much she hurts him with Drew. And look at how he handled Jacinda. Once he realized Jacinda was the one who drugged Willow, he didn't just break up with her. He completely eradicated her from his life and ran her out of town. He handed her an envelope stuffed with cash and basically told her to get out of Port Charles and never come back. He was horrified that Jacinda almost killed the mother of his children. He protected Willow over his own current girlfriend. If that isn't true love, wrapped in a very toxic, dysfunctional, mob-adjacent bow, then I don't know what is. He fired Jacinda from his life without a second thought, because nobody, absolutely nobody, is allowed to actually hurt Willow except him. And even he can't bring himself to really hurt her when she's genuinely vulnerable. The audacity. I'm done. This brings me to the absolute best theory on the internet right now. Fans are blowing up the forums, rooting for a Willow reunion, and the chatter is comparing them to the modern-day Alan and Monica quarter. Okay, but listen, this comparison is actually so brilliant and so accurate. Alan and Monica were the absolute blueprint for toxic, enduring soap opera love. They had so many affairs. Monica slept with Rick Weber, Alan tried to literally kill them by dropping the mansion roof on them, and they fought like cats and dogs for decades. But at the end of the day, Alan still gave Monica the house. No matter how many breakups, affairs, and screaming matches they had, they always wound up getting back together. They were endgame. They were messy, but they were endgame. So look at Michael and Willow right now. Michael just maneuvered Willow into moving into the Quartermaine gatehouse. The gatehouse. The exact place where they lived when they were happily married. He claims he did it to keep an eye on her and make sure the kids have equal access so she doesn't try a parental kidnapping. But honestly, I think he just wanted her back on the property. He wanted her close. He's pulling an Alan Quartermaine. He's giving her the house. He wants her in his orbit because he cannot stand the thought of her actually being gone from his life. Tracy is literally in his ear telling him to use the evidence he has against Willow to destroy her, but the only reason he hasn't is because of Wiley and Amelia. I call bluff. He hasn't destroyed her because he still loves her. And don't even get me started on Drew. Willow is legally married to Drew right now, but she's actively divorcing him and tried to extort him with Jack Brennan's help. Drew is a total toxic nightmare. He's fully mobile now, plotting a massive revenge scheme, isolating Scout, and acting like a complete unhinged villain. Compared to Drew's controlling behavior, Michael looks like a knight in shining armor. Willow has to be seeing the contrast between these two men. When she was high, she admitted she missed Michael. When she's sober, she puts up walls because she's terrified of losing her kids. But the underlying truth is that Drew was a massive, catastrophic mistake, and Michael is her true home. I'm calling it now. This is going to end badly before it gets better, but it will end with them together. Mark my words. This entire custody war? It's just foreplay for them at this point. They are fighting so hard because they care so much. If Michael truly didn't care, he would be cold, calculated, and distant. He would just hand the evidence over to the cop. Instead, he's emotional, hovering, manipulating her living situation, and firing his girlfriend for crossing her. The passion is still there. It's just been twisted into anger and deep resentment. But the moment Willow showed a sliver of vulnerability on that sofa, Michael dropped the tough guy act and became her protector. I was like, are you serious? This is textbook romance, novel angst. Okay, where was I? Right, so the only real hurdle left is the Sasha pregnancy. That is going to be a massive bombshell that will test any potential Willow reunion. How is Willow going to react when she finds out Michael got Sasha pregnant while they were still technically together but falling apart? It's going to be so messy. But again, Alan and Monica survive secret children and illegitimate heirs. If Michael and Willow are truly the new Alan and Monica, they will fight about the Sasha baby, they will throw things, they will threaten each other, and then they will passionately make up in the gatehouse. It's the Quartermain way. They literally thrive on this kind of chaos. I am honestly so invested in this dynamic now. I used to think they were so boring, but injecting all this betrayal, the secret nursery hookup, the Christmas party exposure, the drugs, the mob-adjacent tactics, it has made them the most fascinating couple on the show. They are flawed, they are hypocritical, and they are perfect for each other. Michael Corinthos is a man obsessed, and Willow Kane is a woman who doesn't know what she wants until her inhibitions are chemically stripped away. It's wild. It's insane. It's iconic. So yes, to answer the question, Michael Corinthos absolutely, 100%, without a shadow of a doubt, still secretly loves Willow Kane. The evidence is literally everywhere. You don't protect someone who shattered your heart unless that heart still beats for them. You don't move them into your family's gatehouse unless you want them to stay forever. The writers are playing the long game here, and I am seated, eating my popcorn, and waiting for the inevitable explosion of the audacity of them making us wait this long? I'm done. I literally cannot wait for tomorrow's episode. Will Michael and Willow's toxic dance end in a legendary reunion or total destruction? Drop your wildest theories in the comments below and hit subscribe to never miss a Port Charles shocker.